Hi everyone, it's tax time again. So we are here today to provide some tax tips for property investors, for self-employed business owners, and if you're an employee, we're basically here to give you some tax tips to prepare for tax time for this year, and also maybe looking into next financial year, which is not too far away now,
it's coming.
to get ready for that. So it's Marissa here from Rise High, and we've got Amanda from Rip Watchman, and we are here talking tax time.
We are. It's already come around again.
Thanks for joining us, Amanda.
Very well, good.
It's
Thank
hard
you.
to believe that it's already been a year since we last did this.
Yeah, it feels like yesterday.
It's just gone so quickly, hasn't it?
So too quick, but
Yes.
yes, I think everyone's in the same boat. Just time is flying.
So today we want to give you tax tips, as I said. It's obviously heading into the end of financial year now. We've only got a few weeks to go before end of financial year, and that also means that a new financial year is upon us. Okay. So Amanda, what do property investors need to do to prepare for tax time this year?
This time, it's really interesting. You really need to be aware of what's going on in the marketplace. Everyone has experienced increased rent increases, obviously with the way the market is at the moment. So, being aware that instead of having a negative geared property, you might actually have a positive geared property, and you might have to pay additional tax. So,
yes.
So being aware of what's going on in your property at the moment is a good idea. Interest rates are obviously reduced. They have been reduced in the last couple of years. So less deductions are available for the interest paid on the loan. So looking at that and being aware of what's going on.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think in terms of property investors, obviously probably the deductions have been a little bit lower this year. So one strategy that you could think about, which you'd have to get in quick to do this, is you can prepay interest in advance for your investment loans. So you can actually set up your investment loans so that you prepay a full year's interest in advance if you want to get that deduction in this financial year. Now that of course means that next financial year you're not going to have that interest deduction, but sometimes that can work out well if your taxable income this year is particularly high and you want to reduce it. So there's a few different strategies you can use around that.
Definitely, yeah. And if you're looking to sell the property next year, or situations are changing and you're retiring, that's definitely a great idea to kind of increase the deductions this year, because your income's going to be less next year. So definitely.
Could that also be a strategy around bringing forward some maintenance and repair work that needs to be done on the property? If you do that before 30 June, then you can also claim it this financial year.
Definitely. I mean, if you need to incur the costs and the property does need to be maintained, it's definitely a good idea to incorporate that in this year. And then obviously looking at potentially any improvements as well. Yes, they don't give you the outright deductions, but if you obviously have to improve like gutters and the roof because of potential damage in the long run, it's definitely key to be able to do that as well now, and get that in there.
What are some of the things that property investors have to watch out for? What's the ATO going to be hot on their heels about this year?
I guess the biggest thing this year is repairs. The ATO do not like repairs being claimed to a huge percentage. So if the repair is restoring the actual asset back to the original state, then it is a repair. If the repair is actually improving the position or the ability of the asset, then it's technically an improvement. So I just think you need to kind of reassess what you need to incur and whether it is an improvement or a repair.
And of course, if it is an improvement, you still get the full tax deduction. You just don't get the full tax deduction in the current financial year. So it just gets depreciated over time.
Yes.
So that's just something to be aware of. So what opportunities do property investors have to save and reduce tax? We've already talked this financial year. We've already talked about a couple in terms of prepaying interest and in terms of maintenance and repairs. But is there any other things that you think they can look at to save a bit of tax this year?
I mean, I think this year, because it's only 1 month to go, it's generally the repairs. So it could be going and doing the gardening, or paying for
giving the house a new paint.
Replacing
the carpets.
Yes, replacing carpets obviously an improvement.
Yeah, that's an improvement.
Yeah, but if you repaint the house the same colour as it was, then it's classified as a repair. It obviously also depends on the amount of money that you spend, but if there's little jobs like fixing taps or replacing a bit of grass that's died, and those things that you'd kind of want to do now would be a good idea.
Yep, awesome. And what should property investors think about when planning for next year's tax time?
Really important to kind of go through, obviously for this year as well as next year, where the income is. Is the income still high? Your marketplace, the market is obviously at a high growth at the moment, so the rental received from the market is quite high. So, reassessing that, do you need to, you don't potentially need to kind of have to spend more money on the property. You can positively gear the property, but there could then be other deductions personally that you'd be able to claim in your tax return to kind of compensate for that additional increase in income.
Yep, awesome. There you have it. That's our tax tips for property investors. Thanks for joining us today. We at Rise High are always here to help you out, and Amanda at Rich Watman is always happy to help out as well. I believe, Amanda, you're happy to provide a checklist to our viewers.
Yes, I've provided that.
So we will have that in the blog and the comment section below following the post. And we'd really love to help you in any way we can, whether it's around your finance or preparing for tax time, end of financial year, beginning of a new financial year. We are here to help you, and thank you very much for your support. Thanks and have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.